Well, head coach Geron Stokes is joining us from Dublin Coffman football ahead of the 2024 season. It's hard to believe that it's already, we're a week or so into August, man, and we're getting ready for high school football again. But first off, how's your summer and how are you, man?
Great. Summer's been awesome. Our kids work like crazy, so trying to build a team. I'm doing great. Love my job. I can't believe they pay us to do this, so it's great.
Yeah, that's good. So I want to start with it before we kind of dive into your team, coming back this year and whatnot. I want to start with something a little different because I saw that you were featured on the Learning Leader Show with Ryan Hawk last year, and what I found moving was obviously it's about football, but for football for you, it's not about wins or losses or championships or things like that. It's about what you call maximizing people. And so I was wondering, I guess, if you could just describe that to our Storied Rivals audience, and just dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, it's just purpose. It's literally just purpose. It's seeing like why you're alive, and I was in a profession where like a lot of people are chasing something. They're chasing something that like they can't get. I was doing the same thing, and then you win a couple games, or you win a championship or whatever, and you realize like it's not that cool. And but like the real reason you get up, and that's why I'm so excited today is like the real reason you do what you do is like to help people, like to help people. And right now, I don't know what day it is, but like we're not very good at football, and like that doesn't bother me at all. I'm constantly trying to make us better, and we're all trying to get better. But like I really love watching people grow and helping them grow and actually getting the most out of their own ability. And like I think about like our process right now is like we're not tough enough or disciplined enough to win at a high level. And like how cool is that you get to use football to become tougher and more disciplined of a human. And we take advantage of that. Like we definitely use the game of football to do that. So maximizing people's our deal, and it's crazy what it allows you to access from like an energy, a pour in, a buy in. Just really cool.
Yeah, that's what I found most moving about that, and it's very well said by you. So basically, what you're saying is, if week one started tomorrow, you're probably not ready to go quite yet.
Well, I feel like every coach probably says that and feels like that, but like we we aren't very clean, and that's okay. Like our kids are awesome. Our kids are awesome.
Hmm.
They're just not very good at football yet, and I think that's the beauty of what we get to do as high school coaches is like we get to like help kids decide if it's really worth changing. If it's really worth like, you know what? I'm not good enough yet. We're going to get a ton of feedback. Our schedule's really tough. We're going to get a ton of feedback and like are you willing to sacrifice for the group to get better? And that's just to me is the coolest piece of what we're doing.
Yeah. Now, you say this year you may not be good quite yet, but last year your guys' team was pretty good. The first 2 years you were with the Rocks, it was 11-12 combined record, and but last year you kind of really broke through 10-4, and you made it to the regional final and real close to making it to the Final Four. I mean, what was special about last year's group that allowed you guys to have the year that you had?
Almost exactly what I'm talking about. What I've been talking about is like our kids were humble enough to take the feedback and get better. And they were willing. We had a ton of injuries last year, and our kids like just kept getting better. They just kept getting better. And like we didn't play well, or we'd have a stretch where we didn't look good, or like Upper Arlington trounced us. Like, and our kids just take it. Like there's a humility about what our guys are willing to do because of their level of investment. Like they're not going to surrender, and like they'll continue to fight. And last year's group just kept fighting, and then we just kept getting better and better. And we caught some breaks, and a quarterback didn't play here or there, and then boom, here we are in the regional finals. And we gave Springfield everything they wanted, just didn't finish. And with a bunch of guys that aren't going to go play college football, but they like came together and became a group, like just willing to get better.
Yeah, well, one guy that's going to go play college football after this season is Amari Valerio-Hudson. He's committed to Army. He's just a super special and talented wide receiver. But I'm sure you're pretty excited for him that he's going to move on. Him, I think I saw he's got like 9 or 10 Division I offers, and he commits to Army. I'm sure you're thrilled about his future.
That's my guy. I'll lose with Amari Valerio-Hudson any day of the week. Just an unbelievable worker. Just willing. I keep saying that word willing, like that he's willing. He's willing to take. It's always yes, coach. After a mistake, got it. I'll fix it. Yep, and it's fixed like that. Uh, Low maintenance, high work ethic, high character. Just one of those guys that like you love coaching. He's our guy. He's our guy, and he's our
Hmm.
leader. Um, Tough, super competitive. I'm just super grateful to get to coach a guy like that.
Now, you do lose your starting quarterback from last year. Quinn Hart was super dynamic with his legs. I feel like that's just what he did, is just he found a way to just get it done with his legs all the time. We know quarterback obviously isn't everything in high school football, but it's a big piece of the offense and of the team. With the offensive line, obviously having dominant offensive line play and talented skill guys. But who steps in at quarterback this year for the Rocks?
Amari Valerio-Hudson. Yeah,
Oh,
we always put our toughest, most competitive. We put a winner at quarterback. We don't we refuse to put losers at quarterback, and we got a winner at quarterback.
so it's Amari that's going to step in. He's not going to play wide receiver, and he's going to play quarterback.
So he was originally a quarterback when we first met him.
Interesting.
Came in as a freshman. Uh, we put him at put him at receiver, and he was obviously dynamic there. And Quinn was a winner, and just the natural progression was Amari like, hey, you're gonna have to play quarterback for us, and he's been incredible, embraced it, and
That's
so it's good.
So then who takes his place, I guess, then at wide receiver? Who do you have to surround Amari to make him the most comfortable as he kind of transitions back to playing the quarterback position?
We got a handful of guys. Cam Hairston played a little bit last year for us, made some plays. Braden Scholl stepped up as a sophomore and played for us a little bit. We got Jake Naples. We got a handful of guys that are gonna compete there and try to be dynamic for Amari out there. But that position group's still got to like finalize itself, and we got to get better there, obviously. So, but we're looking forward to that.
Does the offense change a little bit? Because obviously Quinn, did a lot with his legs, and Amari is obviously he was a great wide receiver and he could do so much in space. But I mean, how does it change with him inserted at quarterback? Or is it like how talented of a thrower of the football is he? Are you going to have packages where he is using his legs quite a bit? What does it look like?
He can play quarterback. So we always adapt our offense based on our talent or our people. So obviously it's going to change a little bit, but we still believe in the same principles. You got to run the football when you need to run the football. You got to throw it when you need to throw it, and you attack people with all kinds of different ways. So no, it doesn't change that much, but obviously we're going to tweak it to fit. Like I learned a long time ago in a state championship game, we got beat and we were the state runner up, and our best player had like 3 touches. So I've always been a believer like you're a moron if you don't give like your best players the ball the most. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to do that.
Of course, yeah. Take me through the rest of the roster. I guess on the defensive side, some returners that you have, or maybe some young guys that are stepping up and stepping in to some spots that you think are just going to be really good for you. Come week 1 this year.
Our defense is unique because we don't return much. We got some guys that played some snaps on our defensive line, and Armando Campa and Mason Perro and Frankie Wilkins. But other than that, we've got a corner, a free safety, and Zach Onspach and Nigel Allard that played some snaps. We don't return a lot, so we've got a lot of like green kids that are learning and trying to find out like am I willing to fight? Am I willing to strain as much as like varsity football at Dublin Coffman High School requires? So we're looking forward to like we scrimmage tomorrow morning. Like we're looking forward to like finding like who's going to be like willing, and we're excited about that.
Who's the scrimmage with tomorrow?
We go with Anderson, uh, Taft, and I think Bishop Fenwick. So we're excited. It's just feedback. We love. That's why our schedule's so tough. Like we built this on purpose, and we'll take all the feedback that we can get. And at worst case scenario, we're just going to get better. So we're excited about it.
So is that all you have coming up over the next couple of weeks as you prepare for week 1? Is just that tomorrow, or do you have other scrimmages over the next couple of weeks too?
We go to Pick Central the following Thursday. So another one that we'll get some really, really nice feedback from.
Yeah. Pick Central is just one of those schools where they have guys walk in the hallway. They were just born the way they are, and so there's just some schools that like they just have football players just walking the hallways and they don't even know it. So,
Those guys are well coached too. Don't be
of course.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking 10, 15 minutes out of your day to hop on a podcast today, man, and hype up Coffman football to start the new season. But best of luck this year, and hopefully you get back to the regional final, but you advance just another step further to the Final Four this year. And thanks again, man. This was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Will. This is good for high school football.